Unit 81. Position. Apostrophe plus S. Your sister's name and of the name of the book. We use apostrophe plus S mostly for people or animals. When the noun is singular, then we add apostrophe plus S. Tom's computer isn't working. Here Tom is singular, so we add apostrophe plus S, and it ends with M. We don't say the computer of Tom. We don't use the possessive of the preposition of for position here because it is Tom is a person, so we use apostrophe plus S. How old are Chris's children? Here Chris is singular and ends with S, so there are two probabilities for that. The first one is mentioned here in this book, Chris's, so we add apostrophe plus S. Or the other one is not mentioned here, you can add apostrophe only, but still you pronounce it as Chris's. Either you add apostrophe plus S or apostrophe only because it ends with S. But still you need to pronounce it as Chris's. Chris's children. What's the apostrophe here in what's is used for abbreviation? It is not used for position. So it means what is. Your sister's name here, sister is singular, and we add apostrophe plus S. A name that belongs to your sister. So we say sister's name and your sister, so it becomes your sister's name. What's Tom's sister's name? Here we speak about the name that belongs to Tom's sisters, so we say sister's name. Sister is singular, person refers to a person, so we use apostrophe plus S. And Tom is singular, and we want to speak about Tom's sister, so we say sister's Tom. We add apostrophe plus S as well. Be careful, don't step on the cat's tail. Here we speak about an animal, the cat, and the cat is singular, so we add apostrophe plus S. So we say the cat's tail. Note that you can use apostrophe plus S without the following noun when it is understood, when it is implied, when it is understood from the previous sentence. This isn't my book. The apostrophe here is used for abbreviation in isn't, means is not, and it is my sister's. Here the apostrophe in it is means it's my sister's, means it is my sister's. Here the possessive S is used with sister, so it means my sister's book. But because it is not mentioned, because it is mentioned in the previous sentence, so we don't need to mention the book again. So it is understood here. Sisters means sister's book. We don't always use apostrophe plus S for people. For example, we would use of in this sentence. What was the name of the man who found you? Here, when the people's name is too long followed by a phrase or a clause to identify it or modify it, so it is difficult to use apostrophe plus s. That's why here we replace it by of. The man who found you is too long to be followed by apostrophe plus s. That's why we use here of. So it becomes the name of the man, not the man's who found you name. Note that we say the woman's hat, a woman's hat, a hat used for woman. And here woman is a plural, is singular. Here woman is singular and followed by s, apostrophe plus s. A hat that belongs to woman. A boy's name, here a name for a boy. It means a name for a boy. Here again a boy here is singular and it is followed by apostrophe plus s. Then they think here it is the name. A bird's egg, an egg laid by a bird. Here a bird's egg, bird. Here we have bird singular followed by apostrophe plus s plus the noun. With a singular noun, we use apostrophe plus s. My sister's room. Sister here is singular, so we use apostrophe plus s. Mr. Carter's house. Here his house, Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter is singular, so we use apostrophe plus s. With the plural noun, we use, if the plural noun ends with s, we use apostrophe only. We put an apostrophe at the end of the word. My sisters, here sisters is plural, so we use apostrophe after the s. Their room means two or more sisters. The Carter's house, here Carter's is plural, so we use apostrophe after the s. We don't use another s. Their house or Mr. or Mrs. Carter. If a plural noun does not end in s, like men, women, children, people, we add apostrophe plus s, similar to the singular. If the plural noun does not end in s, like men, woman, children, people, we add apostrophe plus s, similar to the singular. The men, here men is a plural, but it does not end in s, so we add apostrophe plus s. So it becomes the men's changing room. A children's book. A children's book. Here children is plural and does not end in s, so it takes apostrophe plus s. It becomes children's book. Note that you can use apostrophe plus s after more than one noun. Okay, here Jack and Karen's wedding. Jack is going to marry Karen. Jack is the bridegroom and Karen is the bride. So they are going to marry each other. Here the wedding belongs to both of them. So we use apostrophe plus s on the second noun. That is before wedding, not on both. Mr. and Mrs. Carter's house. The house belongs for Mr. and Mrs. Carter. They are husband and wife, and this house belongs for both of them. So we use apostrophe plus s on the second noun only. But if each of them owns a house, let's say Mr. Carter and his sister. His sister has her own house and he has his own house. So we say, for example, Karen's and Carter's houses. Carter has his own house and Karen has her own house. We put apostrophe plus s on each of them, on both names, when they have separate partnership, when they have separate things. Mr. Carter owns his own house and Karen has her own house. So we say Karen's and Carter's house. But if both of them own the same house, then we put apostrophe plus s on the second name only. For things, ideas, etc., we normally use of the bank, of the restaurant, the door of the garage. Here the garage is a thing, so we use of for position. We don't say the garage's door. No, we use of. The name of the book. Here we speak about the book, and the book is a thing, so we say the name of the book. We don't say the book's name. The owner of the restaurant. Here we speak about the restaurant, and the restaurant here is a thing, so we don't say restaurant's owner. We say the owner of the restaurant. Sometimes the structure noun plus noun is possible. Sometimes you use noun plus noun only without any possessive apostrophe plus s, or without any position. We say the garage door, the restaurant owner, without position. It is understood because it is clear. We say the beginning or the end or the middle of something, or the top or the bottom of something, and the front and the back of, or the side of something. With the beginning, end, middle, top, bottom, front, back, side, we don't use apostrophe plus s. We use of. The beginning of the month. We don't say the month's beginning. We say the beginning of the month. The top of the hill. We don't say the hill's top. We say the top of the hill. We use of. The back of the car. We don't say the car's back. We say the back of the car. We use of here. You can usually use apostrophe plus s or of for organizations. Organization by organizations means a group of people. If we speak about a group of people, then we can use either apostrophe plus s or of, both. So you can say the government's decision or the decision of the government, the company's success or the success of the company. Both are correct. It is also possible to use apostrophe plus s for places. So you can say the city's streets. City here is a place, so we use apostrophe plus s. The world's population, world is a place, so we use apostrophe plus s. Italy's prime minister, Italy is a place, is a country here, we use apostrophe plus s. You can also use apostrophe plus s with expressions yesterday, next week. With time expressions, we can use apostrophe plus s. Do you still have yesterday's newspaper? Here we speak about newspaper, and it is yesterday's newspaper. So with yesterday we use apostrophe plus s. The next week's meeting. Here we speak about the meeting in the next week. So next week here is a date, time. So we use apostrophe plus s. So it becomes next week's meeting has been cancelled. In the same way, you can say today's or tomorrow's or this evening's or Monday's. All are expressions of time, so we can use to express position with them. We can use apostrophe plus s. We also use apostrophe plus s or s followed by apostrophe with the plural words with periods of time. I have got a week's holiday. Here it is 1 week holiday, so we use apostrophe plus s, so it becomes a week's holiday starting on Monday. Julia has got 3 weeks holiday. Here weeks is plural, so we use apostrophe after the s to express position. I live near the station. It's only about 10 minutes walk. 10 minutes, minutes here is plural, ends with s, so we add apostrophe only to express position. Thank you.